Welcome to Be in the Know, where we delve into the captivating stories behind the headlines and explore the remarkable leadership of presidents faced with the trials of natural disasters. Today, we will hop on a journey through time to uncover the pivotal moments when America's commanders-in-chief stood at the forefront of crisis management. Number 10. The Great Mississippi Flood of 1927 and the Dust Bowl of the 1930s. Franklin D. Roosevelt's presidency was marked by two major natural disasters: the Great Mississippi Flood of 1927 and the Dust Bowl of the 1930s. These catastrophes devastated communities, leaving many homeless, impoverished, and displaced. During a period of natural disasters, President Roosevelt took decisive action by establishing the Civilian Conservation Corps, CCC, which aimed to provide employment to those affected and tackle environmental degradation. Through projects like reforestation and soil conservation, the CCC not only helped the victims of the disasters, but also laid the foundation for long-term environmental conservation efforts. Roosevelt's leadership during these crises showcased his ability to address challenges directly, leaving a lasting impact on both affected communities and the nation's environmental policies. Number 9. Hurricane Sandy. Obama's leadership was tested when Hurricane Sandy unleashed its fury upon the East Coast in 2012. His proactive approach to disaster relief and emphasis on climate resilience set a precedent for future administrations in confronting the challenges posed by climate change and extreme weather events. After Hurricane Sandy, victims encountered significant difficulties such as property damage, displacement, and loss of livelihoods, especially in coastal regions. Obama's administration focused on both immediate relief and long-term recovery efforts. This included programs to aid individuals and businesses in rebuilding infrastructure and communities, as well as measures to improve disaster preparedness and resilience for future natural disasters. Number 8. Hurricane Katrina. Bush's presidency was marred by the catastrophic failure in response to Hurricane Katrina in 2005, which exposed systemic failures in emergency management and highlighted deep-seated inequalities. The administration's response to Hurricane Rita demonstrated both progress and shortcomings in disaster management, contrasting with the widely criticized handling of Hurricane Katrina. While improvements were noted, challenges persisted, and flaws were evident in the response. Victims of these disasters endured significant hardships, including displacement, home loss, and economic difficulties. The impact was disproportionately felt by low-income and minority communities, underscoring the necessity for more equitable disaster response and recovery strategies. Number 7. Midwest Floods and Hurricane Andrew. Bill Clinton led the response efforts to two major natural disasters during his presidency. In 1993, he managed the response to the devastating Midwest floods, which caused widespread destruction and displacement of communities. Additionally, in 1992, his administration tackled the aftermath of Hurricane Andrew, a powerful storm that wreaked havoc in Florida and Louisiana. During Clinton's administration, challenges arose in delivering prompt and efficient aid to disaster-stricken areas, resulting in significant hardships for affected individuals, including loss of homes, jobs, and lives. Consequently, Clinton implemented reforms in disaster response to improve governance during crisis. These reforms aim to enhance the effectiveness and efficiency of disaster management practices and provide better support for communities facing future disasters. Number 6. Hurricane Harvey, Hurricane Maria, and California wildfires. Trump's presidency saw him confront Hurricane Harvey in 2017, Hurricane Maria's devastation in Puerto Rico, and the relentless California wildfires. The response to disasters such as Hurricane Harvey in Texas and Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico varied in effectiveness, drawing mixed reactions. Hurricane Harvey led to severe flooding and property damage in Texas, with Trump's administration coordinating federal assistance efforts, although criticized for a slow initial response. Hurricane Maria devastated Puerto Rico, causing widespread infrastructure destruction and leaving millions without basic necessities. The federal response was criticized for its perceived inadequacy and delayed relief efforts, exacerbating existing challenges and highlighting issues of inequality and systemic neglect in Puerto Rico's recovery process. Number 5. 3 Mile Island Nuclear Accident and the Eruption of Mount St. Helens. Carter navigated the 3 Mile Island nuclear accident in 1979 and the eruption of Mount St. Helens in 1980. During the 3 Mile Island incident in Pennsylvania, there was a partial meltdown at a nuclear power plant, causing widespread fear about nuclear energy safety. The Carter administration responded swiftly to contain the situation and minimize further risks, although concerns persisted about long-term health effects from radiation exposure. In parallel, the eruption of Mount St. Helens in Washington state led to significant loss of life and property destruction. Carter's administration coordinated rescue and relief efforts, providing assistance to affected communities and addressing broader impacts on air travel and agriculture in the region. Number 4. Hurricane Hugo and Loma Prieta earthquake. Bush faced the challenges posed by Hurricane Hugo in 1989 and the Loma Prieta earthquake in the same year. Despite the severity of these disasters, Bush's leadership during Hurricane Hugo garnered praise for its decisive and timely response. In the aftermath of Hurricane Hugo, immediate relief efforts were initiated, including deploying federal aid and resources to affected areas, providing emergency shelters, and coordinating search and rescue operations. The impact of these disasters resulted in significant loss of life, widespread destruction of property, and long-term economic repercussions for the affected regions. Many victims faced displacement, injury, and trauma, highlighting the urgent need for comprehensive disaster preparedness and response strategies. Number 3. Hurricane Betsy and Alaska earthquake. Lyndon B. Johnson's administration's adept handling of these crises showcased the federal government's capacity for effective disaster relief and recovery efforts. The federal government swiftly mobilized resources to provide aid to affected areas, including emergency shelters, food, and medical assistance. Similarly, the devastating Alaska earthquake of 1964 resulted in significant infrastructure damage and loss of life. Johnson's administration coordinated relief efforts, restoring critical infrastructure and providing support to affected communities. These crises highlighted the importance of federal intervention in disaster response and underscored the resilience of communities in overcoming adversity. Despite the tragedies, the swift and effective government response helped mitigate the impact on victims and facilitated recovery efforts. Number 2. The Great Flood of 1947. Harry S. Truman encountered the Great Flood of 1947, a devastating natural disaster affecting several states. The flood caused widespread destruction, displacing thousands of people and destroying homes and infrastructure. Truman swiftly mobilized federal resources to provide aid and assistance to the affected communities. This response highlighted the necessity of coordinated relief efforts in mitigating the impact of such disasters. Despite the immense challenges faced by the victims, Truman's intervention helped alleviate suffering and laid the groundwork for future disaster response strategies. Number 1. The Great Appalachian Storm. Wilson's presidency was marked by the Great Appalachian Storm of 1913, one of the deadliest natural disasters in U.S. history. The catastrophe resulted in widespread destruction, claiming numerous lives and causing immense suffering among the affected communities. In response, Wilson prioritized infrastructure resilience, leading to the establishment of the Federal Aid Road Act. This legislation laid the groundwork for modern disaster preparedness efforts, aiming to mitigate the impact of future calamities and provide crucial aid to victims in times of need. Thank you for tuning in to Be in the Know. In this episode, we've delved into the extraordinary challenges faced by U.S. presidents in the wake of natural disasters. From the Great Mississippi Flood of 1927 to the California wildfires of today, history has shown us the resilience of leadership in times of crisis. As we reflect on the trials and triumphs of these leaders, Let us remember that the lessons of the past can guide us towards a more prepared and resilient future. Stay informed, stay engaged, and stay tuned for more insights into the stories that shape our world on Be in the Know. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. Until next time, urging you to stay informed, stay empowered, and always be in the know.